5.
I hear myself.
3, 2, 1.
Are you pointing at me?
I'm pointing at you.
Hey.
It's you I'm talking to.
Good afternoon, Martin County. This is the Martin County Business Exchange Wednesday night show, and I'm Jon Campion, your co-host, with Big Frank Mezzapel.
Where's he at?
I think he's in the little boys' room. There's some little, there's some little guy here with a fantasy camp sweatshirt.
Yeah.
He's just drafted by the Detroit Tigers
be water boy.
Feed the signals.
Water boy
from the dugout. He's stealing signals.
Stealing signals again.
Yes.
It's like, really, they're firing people over stealing signals. Stealing signals is as old as the sport itself.
It's a national pastime.
So,
I
don't get it.
Well, especially, they don't, kick people off from having jobs from stealing home, do they, Frank?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we are so lucky today because we have Jill Ball from VIP America. Did I say that?
Yes.
I did. I love Jill. She's like, she's big family.
Former president of MCBE.
Absolutely. The most organized president ever in the history of the organization. I know because I've got the binder in my office still.
What a reputation
to
be organized.
I want to tell you, after I got that, and then
mother of 9, you have to be organized when you have, a full baseball team, at home.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they can almost, they can play 4-on-4 full court and have a substitute or half court.
Yeah.
But welcome, Jill. I know it was right over your head, right?
I should know the rules.
Well, Frank and I are sports freaks, and then you're, and we're also freaks, and then you're just like normal person.
Yeah, she's the normal one.
But organized.
Yes.
But organized.
Yes.
That's right. But welcome everybody. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is.
And
it was a little cool this morning.
Yeah.
A little frost on the pumpkin.
I am wearing big boy pants today, which is a big step for me.
Yeah.
And I did bring my shorts as backup, and I was almost ready to hop in them halfway through the day. And I said, John, you
just kind of muscle through the day.
I muscled through the day.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So
not me. I was in a coat with gloves in my office with the space heater down there at my feet.
Oh my God.
Just remember, be careful of those space heaters.
When I got here, they actually had the thermostat pegged to heat, and then it was turned all the way. It's the old rotary thermostats, right?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was so hot in here.
Oh my gosh.
It would take your breath away. You would have loved it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tolerate it. I turned on the air.
Yeah. That's funny. I live for this stuff.
Right.
I still can't figure out how to, not have the heater come on in my car because it's kind of automatic.
Oh yeah.
So when it drops below something, it starts, I was like getting heat on me. I don't want heat in my car.
No.
I want it, I had to crack the windows.
There you go.
So
it's like being up north again.
That's right.
We did that all the time.
That's right. You bet. Yeah. Especially if you're on the second floor, right?
Yeah.
I imagine. Is that where your bedroom was?
No, I was never on the second floor.
No.
Right? My folks didn't trust me that high.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right. He's a little challenged, honey. So Jill.
Yes.
It's great to have you. Great to see you. We shared the morning with her. Yes, it was a good day. It was a great morning.
Hopefully informative.
Very informative.
Yeah.
And we can let you explain your business any way you want, but this great opportunity, VIP America is located there off of Canner, right near, actually behind the Speedway, at Canner in Monterey or Martin Downs, whatever you want to call it, once you come over the bridge. And, they're kind of there. You don't really notice they're there, but they're there. And
the old Frank's TV offices.
Oh, is that where that?
Yeah.
Is that what was
right next
there?
door to Saturdays as well.
Yes.
Which
I think
that's a landmark.
That
location.
is a landmark itself.
Yeah, those guys are very interesting people. So they've been in business a long time,
forever,
too, like 40 some years.
Oh, easy,
amazing,
very good neighbors.
Yeah, that's you can't pick your neighbors, but I know that I got graveyard on one side and people just dying to get in there, Frank.
Right? Yeah,
and then the other side is cabinet shop. So, but anyways,
that's true.
So Jill, why don't you let our listeners, all 17 million of them, right?
Across the planet.
Across the planet.
And I understand the International Space Station, when they have some time, they sometimes tune in.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Absolutely.
You know,
we're informative.
They think they're in Florida, so it's
Yeah.
great. But why don't you give us a little brief history of the company and your involvement and what's going on? I think it's really important for our community to know that the type of business that you run for the for our parents, for our families, for our loved ones.
Sure. We have been referring caregivers and nurses for almost 23 years now. We started VIP back in 1997 here in Stuart, Florida, and we are a licensed nurse registry, licensed by the state of Florida with the Agency for Healthcare Administration, and we refer wonderful caregivers and nurses to families who need in-home care. We provide the background screening, the verification of licensure, the training, and all the stuff that takes the hard work out of finding good home care for your parents and loved ones.
And this is a really tough thing to as far as being a caregiver at home. And the thing you were discussing this morning, how the toll that taking care of our loved ones can take on the caregiver, and how you guys can come in there and come in on your little white horse and refer the right people to them, let them kind of make the choice of who they might want to use. Is that correct? I mean, do you give them a few names? Did I understand that right? Maybe I wasn't listening good.
No, you got the gist of it.
Okay.
What we do is we listen to the person that needs the home care, the client, and we get the information from them, what their needs are, what kind of person that they're looking for. Maybe this person is aging and cannot take care of themselves quite like they used to. They might need a companion, might need some light housekeeping, some light meal preparation, all the way to maybe they've had surgery and they need some assistance in bathing, dressing, getting from chair to bed, etc. And so we listen to what those needs are, and we are able to identify aides that we can refer to them. So and they can be interviewed, and it puts the management and the care into the family's hands, and we really involve the family in the care management for their loved one. And we can you can negotiate what you would like to pay this individual, and likewise, and just work out all those details between yourself and the person giving care.
And so, unfortunately, my parents kind of went on their own way before that it happened in its own way, but there was always times when they were starting to struggle that I would mention your company and things. And I think that our listeners, our people out there, there's so much going on out here with, trying to, you want the best to happen for your
absolutely,
the loved ones. And I think what's neat about that is do you have a lot of people that you kind of are, they're good? I mean, the helper, what do you call them? They're,
the aide, either a home health aide or a certified nursing assistant, companion worker, or a homemaking person that likes to do that's a lesser type of certification or training. But yes, we take all that hard work and guesswork out of
properly vetted,
Yes.
locating.
They're right. Yes. They're licensed.
Locating.
They've been through the training. They know what to do. It's not like you're getting somebody in there who doesn't know how to help somebody up out of a chair.
Right.
Exactly. And many of the aides, they have specialized training in Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, and they so they know what challenges that client is facing and how to best administer the care for them.
And they have a very extensive questionnaire, John.
Yeah.
And Jill's dad is responsible for creating that.
Well,
Jim, right? I mean, he did create this very extensive questionnaire so they can ferret out exactly what the needs are of that individual.
That kind of goes along when VIP was started. It was kind of a dream. My mom saw a need here in the community. She's a registered nurse and worked in the healthcare for decades, many years, and then in the home healthcare industry in the corporate world, and saw a need in our community for the companion and homemaker service. And not only that, but identified that a person is more than just their healthcare needs and their medical needs. They're also the whole person.
Right.
And so having someone in there that identifies not only with what care needs to happen, but also what hobbies may interest that person, what they like to do, what their interests are, and are they quiet? Do they like things quiet, or do they want somebody that's talkative? And so helping a person identify who might be the best fit for them is what we're about.
Okay. Do you think so at the time, your mom, Joan, were they kind of ahead of the curve of what was going on in this area at the time? I mean, I've been here only for 18 years. And of course, you always expect your parents to be around forever. Right. And, that was the last thing I expected to happen in my family because, my parents passed away 6 months apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was, I remember talking to them way back about, there are services in the area. And of course, now we've seen all these, the homes, the shelters,
assisted living facilities
pop up like, well, there's another one. And then of course, there's a lot of services out there, but the best part about VIP is
you get to live at home. You get to stay in your own environment that you already know.
Right.
Yes. And that's a healthcare option that we want to see continue. Back when VIP first started, there weren't as many home care options.
Right.
And
well,
I mean, now there's probably one on almost every corner.
Right.
But back when we started, we saw that there weren't as many and that it was a real need in the community. And we actually started with I think one of our first cases was a live-in case where the caregiver actually goes and lives at the home of the person needing care. And so that was also something that wasn't prevalent in our area. Yeah. Now that we're inundated with companies and services and such, but we've been around a long time. We know how to do it, and we are there with a large registry pool of caregivers ready to refer out for those clients that would like to stay in their home, need some extra assistance. Maybe family members need some time off, need to go and go grocery shopping or just go get a pedicure or go play golf or something, and know that their wife or their spouse, their husband are in good hands. So that is another way to start with help.
So, and then the other thing, if I remember correctly from this morning, is that you guys are licensed, I guess, in 16 counties?
We are licensed in 16 counties. We started here on the Treasure Coast with 5 counties. And then in 2008 around 2008-9, we acquired a small nurse registry on the west coast of Florida. So that location, the office is actually located in Fort Myers, and we service 7 counties there. And then in 2014, we started a nurse registry up in Melbourne. So that's 4 counties there. So we have a total of 16 counties kind of up and down the state from Brevard County down to Palm Beach and over to Lee County.
It's pretty strong.
And all those in between.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not, it's not that easy to get licensed for that, is it? I mean, is the regulations, I don't want to, I'm not making stuff up. I'm just kind of asking, thinking in my mind, okay, the best part about them is
this doesn't just happen by checking the box.
Right. There's a lot of history here. That's
correct. You have to be able to cash flow your business, you have to have the right qualifications and credentials to start a nurse registry and responsibly fiscally run a nurse registry. And we've done that for 23 years.
So you have each of these offices you've got, how do you guys go out? I guess just like you do here, you go out and you present yourself to get more customers in those areas that just like here. How do you go about working to put yourself out there so people will contact you, because everybody's like, I don't know who to call other than referrals.
Right.
I have, as you know, I got 2 retail stores. It's like the biggest thing I have is referrals is always the best thing.
Well, our local number is 772-220-6005. And you would call there and say, hey, I would like to look into your services. I need a caregiver or I need a nurse. So that's one way to do it. We also are located on the web, www.vipamerica.com. We have a Facebook page, VIP America, and we advertise. We do things like the Martin County Business Exchange, where we get to know other businesses. We do print media. We do advertising on the internet. We have local marketers that go out and reach out to hospitals, doctors, assisted living facilities, because we can also do staffing. Right. We can also staff. And
you're no stranger to WSTU radio.
Correct. Radio.
Right?
Yes,
because,
absolutely.
Under Gil White, his leadership years ago, the VIP America was on the air with me in the afternoons for, I don't know, many years. I lost count. But every Monday at 5, we had a show.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yep.
Great.
Also word of mouth.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
And so how have you found Martin County Business Exchange working for you? What a great group of people, huh?
It sure is. I like knowing the people that I refer, the businesses that I refer from the Martin County Business Exchange. I know I'm referring a good quality business that comes highly recommended, either from because I have used the services or people that I know have used their services. And we have, I did a kind of looked somebody up that Treasure Coast Mobility, and they offer the wheelchairs and accessible vans and things like that. And they have referred to us for 5 times this year. Wow. 5 clients that have walked in and needed home care services. They were able to point in our direction. So Martin County Business Exchange is great.
Yeah,
group of people.
I've referred you guys a lot, and people to make their own decision of what they want to do.
Right.
Just like anything else, sometimes I don't try to make people think I'm egotistical. I said, make sure you tell them that we told you to come there. And I think particularly with the service you guys provide, you're not just picking somebody out of a book or out of we know who we're sending and or referring to. Mm-hmm. So that is the great, really the big bonus of our business group, that mm-hmm. When you hear us on here, sometimes you might go, what are those guys talking about? Well, we're having fun.
Right.
But we run businesses, and mm-hmm. we like to think we're the best of the best. And
the best part is everybody gets to make fun of me every Wednesday morning.
Well, that's easy to do, because
when we do our thank yous, we introduce ourselves, we go around, and there's a few thank yous, but I kind of monopolize. It used to be Kevin Sharkey. He monopolized it, but I think I've really,
you're doing a great job, Frank.
I think I've got the moniker.
No, but it's good. It's
because the group works.
Yes.
And because this is a new position for me in downtown Stewart. I need a lot of services, and everybody in our group touches on something that I need, and everybody's been terrific, stepping up and helping me out.
Well, and they're good, reliable.
Yeah, that's right.
I make a phone call and they make it happen.
Well, that's what it's about, So if when you're looking up on the webpage to check us out, which is McBiz.us mm-hmm. or MCBE right?
Correct.
And those are our two, those how you can get to our website. And there's a list of all of our members in there and the categories. And of course, any of our businesses listed, we all carry the book with us, which
we have the book. You can walk into VIP America and say, hey, do you have one of those books? I need some faucets, or I need a sink. I need to visit Jon Campion
or
Frank.
Yeah, come and see me. I've got the book there on my front counter as well.
No, it's a fantastic tool, and we try to give it out to people. There are so many new people moving into the area, and we try to make sure we give it to them and tell them to throw it in that junk drawer in their kitchen, where they can pull it out because they don't know anybody.
Absolutely, with a couple of pencils and that book in your special drawer of stuff because you need to have a small flashlight. Right. Pencils and maybe an emergency can opener.
I put the case of water in there sometimes. You never know in
the drawer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just fold it just right.
I have my chapstick. I have my VIP chapstick.
Yes.
And I had my VIP pen all day. Actually, I thought I had it, but this is
the chapstick
nice pen,
came in handy today.
Welcome.
Cool days. The chapstick really.
That's right.
That was good. That was a good
Jill she looked at me, take one look at me this morning and says, you need some chapstick.
Oh,
thank you for looking
You're
out
welcome.
for me. Yep. And so let me ask you this, Jill, how long have you've been involved with the company for 20 years, 18?
Well, I've been behind the scenes for
a long time. Yeah.
I've been working full time with the company since 2017.
Okay.
And prior to that, off and on in various capacities.
And you're not from Florida, are you?
Well, I went to middle school and high school in Gainesville, Florida.
Well, then you are.
I consider myself a native.
Yeah.
I've been here a long time.
Well, that's good. Well, it's really, I'm a big fan of yours, so I am just really proud of what you've done. And
Jill, her sister, her mom, her dad, Jim. I mean, just great people. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all cool. Now, one of the things that you had mentioned earlier was when you hook people up with, you give them a couple people to talk to if they're looking for the caregiver, because you said something about that you can work out what you want to pay them.
Correct.
Is that true?
Correct. When somebody would like some services, what we'll do is we will let our pool of caregivers and aides know that somebody is looking for some specific services, and they will respond. And out of that response based on what the client wants to pay, we can then find several that would be interested at that price.
Okay.
And we can send those individuals to do an interview. It can be a working interview where they actually go and spend a day with the client and work, and the client has the decision of whether this person would be a good fit for them.
Okay. I don't know about the business model, but then there's a fee paid to you guys for this. And
there is a registry fee that we charge, and the services that we provide for that fee is that, of course, we spoke about that we vet the caregiver for the client. We locate those caregivers, and we're actively recruiting caregivers all the time across the state. And we bring them in and we collect their information, collect their documents. We verify with the United States government that they are licensed to work able to work in the United States. We verify their licenses or certificates. We make sure that they are carrying the required training that the state requires that they carry. We make sure that they've had their level 2 background. We make sure that they have tested, they've had a physical, that they're healthy, and that they can go to work. We take their preferences and their information, and we keep that on file. And we are a repository for all the records, which is a benefit to the licensing agency as well as facilities that we might staff for, or government contracts that we have, because we do have contracts with the managed care organizations that provide some long-term care assistance through a limited Medicaid funding, as well as the lead agencies. in the areas. For instance, we do have a contract with the Martin County Council on Aging, the St. Lucie County Council on Aging, Senior Friendships in Indian River, and several of them in the West Coast. And so we're, as a nurse registry, able to refer out services for individuals that might not necessarily have family or the means to have home care. So it's a great service.
That's huge. I mean, that's big. We're going to take a quick break, eh, Frank?
Yes.
All right. Well, here, I'm going to throw you a curveball, see if you can still hit from your fantasy camp. Hey, there it is. It's out of here.
All
All
right.
right. We're going to take a break. This is Jon Campion and Frank, your co-host, with Jill Ball from VIP America. We will be right back.
The theme music from Jill.
Little House on the Prairie.
Very good. 1974. That was the 1983 opening and closing theme song.
That was 1984.
So this theme song goes back to that time, but the show actually started in 1974.
That's what I thought, and it was on for that many years
until 83. So almost had a 9-year run.
And that's when Sarah Jessica Parker was on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she changed a little bit,
just a bit. Just a bit outside.
After being on the farm, I gotta go to the section to see. And
yeah, I mean that's wow. Yeah, you just couldn't get more divergent, could you?
No. Well, Don't get
No,
me going.
no.
This is a family show,
There you go.
right? So I always say to
Little
Frank
House
after
on
I
the
say
Prairie.
something stupid, I said, Frank, can I say that? He goes, well, you said it. John."
Well, it's too late
Waiting for
now.
The F
SCC
coming
yes.
down.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of those
Yeah.
abbreviated.
We got
things.
so many acronyms. Today I was talking about the FEC, right? Florida East Coast Rail, or
Okay.
and I said FCC. It's like there's too many acronyms out there,
VIP.
Which hat are you wearing?
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we always used to call ourselves back in the day, we were
Mhm.
EKSO, European Kitchen Sink Outlet. EKSO.
Yeah.
Now we're EKB,
EKB.
European Kitchen and Bath.
Right.
But,
EKB.
and then you start talking about all the acronym business,
Oh.
things we're in. I even get confused.
I mean, I hate acronyms. Radio and acronyms are just wrong.
I love our acronym.
You do.
Very important person.
Yes, that is the only acronym that makes sense for But when people are talking shop talk on the radio and they're talking about and whether it's the insurance agent industry or legal, and they'll throw around a lot of buzzwords, stuff, and it's just if you want to lose somebody, forget about it. But VIP is the only one that really works because right away you're an important customer and you have value.
There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
So at VIP America, we've tried really hard to live up to that name and treat our clients and our caregivers as the important people that they really are.
Yeah.
And you're only as good as the caregivers that you register.
That is
And
right.
so
Yes.
it is our goal to make sure that we register the best caregivers. And not only that, but that they're set up to, they're cleared, they're credentialed, they're trained, and most of them have years and years of experience in working with seniors, people with disabilities, those who have had surgeries and need assistance, anybody with any major illness that needs assistance. And can I tell my story?
Yes, we can. I want to save that for our last segment because this segment, I think we need to talk about a new program that you're kicking off.
Yes.
Very important program. And it's VIP Roses and Love Notes. This is just absolutely marvelous. So it's a drop-off, store-bought, or even better, handmade greeting cards and or a silk rose to VIP by Monday, February 10th, 2020. And then from the 11th through the 14th, VIP America will be visiting seniors in our community who may not have anyone to help them. And remember how special and loved that they are on Valentine's Day. So your cards and roses will make the difference to someone special this year. That is what.
So everything goes into VIP.
Right.
And then you guys.
And they disseminate it out there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And then go ahead.
We will identify and distribute those cards and roses to a senior who might not otherwise have somebody reaching out to them on that day. And we're so excited about this campaign. If you would like to personally do that, or your church group, your youth group, your Girl Scout or Boy Scout troop, your baseball team, or your office, maybe the whole staff can get together and create some notes and deliver some silk roses to VIP America. We're at 2500 South Canner Highway in Stuart, Florida. And our phone number is 772-220-6005. You can give us a call, and more than happy to answer any questions about this really special campaign. We're looking forward to really reaching a good number of seniors in their homes this Valentine's Day.
Well, what a marvelous idea.
Yeah, you have this posted on your website too, or your Facebook page or something yet? Or is it going up there?
It is going up this week.
Okay.
So I can't tell you if it's up there. I know it's in the works. There have been emails going back and forth about getting the information out. I know we've reached out to the area chambers and they're on board, as well as several groups and individuals.
Yeah, I see this growing every year. I think this being on par with Wreaths Across America. I really do. I think this is just an outstanding concept.
And when it goes onto your website, it's going to VIPamerica.com.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
if you can, if you remember, Jill said VIP
Right.
America.
It's the only acronym that it really has value.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yes.
And I think, it was very creative putting that together. So thank you for doing that. And we just hope the involvement grows larger than you think it will.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
together we can really make a difference.
Mhm.
It's those little things that really
Yeah.
count, that add up. And so we're looking forward to the response this year.
Yeah, this is a brand new idea. It's just being rolled out right now, and the timing couldn't be even more perfect. And it was just so great that you had an opportunity to be here on the radio with us in
To
advance.
promote that, yes,
Yes.
get the word out, and anyone listening, driving along in your car, just make a mental note to jot down a note.
Mhm.
It's cool. And so basically you're writing a note. It's kind of like just a really nice generic note, cheering them up and
Right.
greeting, telling them that they're
Well, there's
loved and
nothing like
whatever.
a handwritten note. It's so funny that
You're
you
right.
should mention this, because today my sister had mailed me a Christmas card that my mom had mailed her just a few weeks before my mom died. And so my sister wanted to save and memorialize this Christmas card, and this is really on par with that whole idea. So it meant so much to my sister. She wants to memorialize it, and so cards and notes and thoughts of love expression really have value.
They do.
And
Yeah.
I think that's just so I'm going to help my sister. I'm going to try to build a picture frame for her, and so she can take care. Keep
Well,
that.
it's also
but
the
same
thought.
idea.
Charge her double.
Yeah, the thought that somebody actually took the time to write a note,
Exactly.
to write a thought, even though you may not actually see the person. We will, with permission, take photos of those notes being distributed. So we'll have photos, and we'll put them on the website. We'll put them on the Facebook page so people can see the responses that we get. But just the fact that you're going to take the time to jot down a note will mean something to a person here in our community.
It would be pretty cool if all of a sudden Jill was featured on Across America with Lester Holt on
I
NBC
think so.
News.
I could see that. I could see that.
Good things happening out there.
Right.
Because
Or-
Lord knows we need happy stuff.
Even
Good news.
Fox and Friends in the morning. I
There
could
you
see
go.
that happen at the. You got a 3-hour block of time. You can plug in any time during that 3 hours, 6 through 9.
Yeah, it's
So,
great. So let's see what happens. We'll try to keep this in mind, and maybe we can remind our listeners for the next couple of weeks of what's going on, because you could be driving down the road going, "Oh, VIP America, VIP." All right, that's great. Now what you got, Frank?
Well, we're gonna let Little House on the Prairie sing us out on our
Jill's going to sing.
on our last break, and
All
we'll
right,
be right back. So stick with us.
Big John. Big John.
It's supposed to be Big John.
Every morning at the office, you can see him arrive. He stands 6'2" and weighs 195. Now, some don't like him. Some think he's hip, but all agree he gives a lot of lip. Big Don. Big Don. Big Don. Big Bad Don. The Donald. Big Don.
All right, so that's a nod to my co-host here, John.
Thank you. Yes, I do say let's
Well,
make America great again,
yes.
Frank.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
Hey, spring training's going to start soon, huh?
Yes,
For the
yes.
baseball boys.
Yes,
Yeah.
you got a request already for baseball tickets. If I
Yeah.
can, get them through the radio station for any of my friends, clients, enemies.
You
any-
just
yeah.
get some from Colorado Pond.
Yes,
Wasn't he
that's
pushing
right.
tickets today?
That's right, Steve. at
They're going to
Colorado
have a whole
Pond.
bunch of
He'll
them.
hook you up.
I got to do that. So,
Yeah.
anyways, are you a sports person at all, Joe?
No, I'm
Not at all.
not.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We can convert you someday.
Yeah.
I like to garden.
Well, that's good. As long as you know what, poison oak and poison ivy look like.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it's too late,
But you usually don't garden in the woods.
Yeah. So do you do a lot of gardening?
I do. I do a lot of container gardening
Okay.
and, create all the flowers and the arrangements and things like that.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's important. My wife loves the flowers and the garden and all that stuff. It's just been something that the biggest thing I miss
Mhm.
living down here. We moved
Mhm.
down from Nashville.
Yeah.
We had the greatest garden, vegetable garden in our backyard.
Mhm.
It turns out the spot we picked, everywhere else was clay and, whatever. Must have been an old farm or something. But I want to tell you, we had cherry tomatoes the size of,
Grapefruits.
bigger than golf balls. It was so great. We had
That's
fresh veggies. And what was even better about that, the
Mm.
kids used to spit off the deck their watermelon seeds.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'd grow watermelons
Sure.
around the deck.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just grab a watermelon when you're out
Yeah,
there
that's right.
in the heat of the summer.
That's
and
right.
Nice.
Just, so.
It doesn't
yeah.
get any better than that.
Oh, man,
So
it was-
Jill has a story she wants
Yes,
to
I wanna
share
hear
with
this.
us.
I want to hear this. I can't wait.
So the story I have, I think, really is a good example of how important getting help is. It also shows how difficult sometimes it is getting started when you need help. How hard it is for a lot of people to just say, "I need help," and then take the steps to do it. And in 2008. What we do became very personal. My dad was diagnosed with Parkinson's back in the early 2000s. And by 2008, he had gotten to a point where he could no longer effectively take care of himself. And it was really just burning my mom out.
Mhm.
And that's a known fact, is caregiver burnout. And caregivers often get sick and may even pass away or
Mhm.
have
it
a
affects
serious
their-
illness.
Adversely affects their health.
Very much
Mhm,
because caregivers, they're so busy taking care of their spouse, their loved one, and with all and doing their job as well, maybe working at the same time, taking care of other family, that they stop taking care of themselves, and they no longer eat the way they should. They no longer exercise. They no longer take necessary breaks and recreation. That's really good for good health and mental health. And so in around 2009, we were noticing a drastic change in my mom as well, because here she is, she's helping my dad, taking care of his basic needs, as well as trying to find ways to hopefully find a cure for Parkinson's so that my dad could get better, and also helping to run the businesses at the same time. She was absolutely exhausted, and we could all see that. It took a good friend of hers sitting her down and saying, "Joan, you need help." And once she acknowledged that and got a caregiver in there, started small, and as a result began to really enjoy my dad again. versus, just being caught up in the weeds with the basic care. She was able to spend time with him and really enjoy him for the time that we had left with him. So all that to say, it's really important, caregiver, that you take care of yourself. And sometimes it is necessary to get help, whether it's a break, a few hours in the week, and it needs to be consistent.
Yeah.
So, and planned and deliberate. So you can get a few hours a week or take 1 week a year and plan a vacation, plan a time away where you get away and you get that much needed rest and relaxation.
That's a great idea. Absolutely. Because my mom was in her mid 90s. And my sister was there every day for her. My other sister bought a house. Now this is up in Michigan. So my other sister bought a house in Orlando because her son and daughter-in-law have a baby. So she wanted to be close to the baby. So they bought a condo in Orlando. So my other sister was rarely available to help with mom. And so it was really fell on my next oldest sister to take care of her, and she needed help. And occasionally my sister would fly back from Florida to Detroit just to spend a week or so with my mom so that my sister Diane could take a break. And it worked out, but you're right. If you don't do that, it just wears on you.
And there's another part to this. So the as we got started with aides coming into our home, we were able to interview those aides and find the aides that worked best with my dad. And not everybody was a good fit, but we did find a few people that were with him for over 10 years. Wow. So when my dad, when he did pass away, unfortunately from Parkinson's, those certified nursing assistants and home health aides were just like part of the family. And they had been with us and taking care of my dad, knew him and knew what he liked, knew how he best responded. It put my mom in control of his care. So she was able to manage them and manage his care and be in control. And that's what using a nurse registry is. It's about consumer directed care.
Right.
It puts the schedule in the hands of the consumer. It puts the care in the hands of the consumer because you know what's best for your loved one.
Right. And we didn't have that with my mom. And I just wish there was something like VIP America in Michigan, because there's just nothing like that up there. You're just on your own. If family could help you or not, you go to a nursing home and that's it. Yeah.
And my dad was able to stay at home and get care in the home.
Right.
10 years. They had these people working. That's amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah. It was a blessing that you had the company, and the company that your dad helped found really ended up being a blessing to look after him and your mom during his last few years. So
and people
amazing.
Often ask the question, how can I bring a stranger into my home? And that's often an obstacle or a hurdle that people it's a good question.
Yeah.
And my suggestion is start a little bit and interview the right people, find the right people and stick with them, work with them.
Well, and in vetting, first of all, these people are special anyways, because they love, for the most part, they all love to do what they do. And that was the thing that always kind of amazes me when you see people who care and are involved in that end of that occupation, that type of business.
It takes a special aptitude.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's, and I learned a lot from when my folks were, having some struggles and know how it affected us. But, I know how I learned to take care of senior citizens I see out there who, whether you're opening the door or helping them with the grocery or whatever I can do, I love doing it. It's just something that you learn and just do what you can do to help, because you know what, it's not easy, and don't be freaked out by helping people.
That's right.
In general anyways.
We will be there one day.
We will.
And that will be us. And we will want someone taking care of us. So, and how can you get those services? You can call VIP America at 772-220-6005. And you can find us on the web at www.vipamerica.com. Give us a call. We would love to talk to you about home healthcare options.
You know,
and don't forget, this is the perfect time for you to write those Valentine's Day love notes and bring them over to the VIP office, and then you're going to brighten up somebody's day. That's just a wonderful activity that you can do, and everybody's got a few extra minutes they can do that. It's not that hard.
And we're centrally located in Stuart at 2500 South Canner Highway, right next door to the Speedway, between that and Saturdays on the corner, across the street from Wawa's.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
catty corner to European Kitchen and Bath.
well, I thank you, Jill, and thank you for being a customer.
Yes, I love my faucet.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you very much. So, Frank,
Yes, John.
you know, so you got yourself pretty dang busy down here with the Stuart Main Street.
Yes, the Flagler Center. So come February, we're going to have the blessing of the Flagler. And so I'm looking forward to that. And I got a hold of Father Christian, and I'm going to have Rabbi Durbin and a few other notables.
The priest and the rabbi.
Yes, they're going to come down, and we're going to do a blessing of the Flagler. I think that's an outstanding opportunity. And we'll probably have donuts and coffee and that sort of thing, and give tours of the Flagler while people are there.
Neat. Well, and that's quite the facility down there. Jill, it's been really nice having you here, one-on-one, not at 7:15 in the morning, everybody waking up with a cup of coffee,
Right.
but
It was
always
great
a pleasure.
seeing. Yes, it was great seeing everybody. It was great seeing you here in the studio with us, and it's like
Thanks for
old home
having
week when Jill comes in the studio. So that's great.
I think that chair has her name on it.
It could be.
Well, all right, we're signing
I
off. We'll see you next week on the Martin County Business Exchange Wednesday night show. Everybody
Right.
take care and stay warm.
That's right.